Hi, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Business. Now, it has been a minute since I have recorded a podcast episode. Nothing's changed for you guys. You've all received weekly episodes from me, but sometimes I like to bulk record if I know I'm going to be entering a busier season or traveling a lot, which tends to happen a lot in my life. So thank goodness for that, because there's a lot that's been going on. And I shared it in last week's episode briefly, but basically we have moved house and a lot of other incredible things have happened in that time. So I'm so excited to be recording this for you as it's live and fresh. So when you are hearing this, if you're listening on the day it drops, I'm recording it the day before. So it's about as up to date as it can get. So to fill you in, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago now, we moved from Brisbane to the Sunshine Coast. And guys, we are so happy. This place was such an up level. It is so much bigger, so much more spacious. It's very unique. It's very luxurious. It's just all of the things. It's the most incredible house. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen many snippets already. I'm at Sofia Rose Bernardi. So I'm very happy. And this has led to a huge internal and external up level for myself. Guys, I have never felt so calm and regulated and happy and grounded and at peace all at once. It's amazing what changing your environment can do. And I just want to start by saying there was nothing wrong with my environment before. I was so happy in Brisbane. I had the best 2 years of my life, the happiest 2 years of my life. And so much so I was really sad to leave because we loved it so much. However, Geordie is from the country. He's a country man and I love nature as well. And Brisbane City is exactly that. It's a city and there is not very much nature, and we were next to construction after construction and it was loud and noisy and we were just surrounded by buildings. And whilst there was many beautiful parts of that, we were just ready for a change, ready for something that is more us, and that is being surrounded by nature. So we literally manifested this exact place in this exact location. It's so funny because right now, if you're watching the video version of the podcast or you're watching us on YouTube, I have a vision board here and I have an image here of the place we were looking for, and it is so similar in terms of the big windows and the view and everything. So if that's not a sign to create a vision board, look at it every day, but also detach, because I completely forgot that was there, if I'm honest. And yet when I look at that photo, I'm like, that is our house. That is what it looks like. And so, it's just a sign that manifestation and all of these things actually do work, but you have to be detached and also lean into the experience. Lean in and let go. And anyways, so we have moved to more acreage. So right now I'm looking out at my big window and we are just surrounded by trees and privacy and peace and quiet, and the most noise I ever get here now is from the birds, and I freaking love it. So we have moved, and oh my goodness, I'm so regulated. I'm so happy. My habits have changed so much. And again, I had great habits before, but just naturally when you change your environment, you change your behavior as well, because you have to, right? Before, my routine was like riding my bike to the gym. Now I can't ride my bike to the gym because we're a little bit further away and more hilly area and so forth. And so again, things are just replaced. And now my mornings are spent outside in the sunshine, peace and quiet. I'm finding I'm on my phone less. I'm, so much less reactive and all of these things. And it feels so good. And that's just the power of nature. So I feel like I'm already so much healthier. And if anything, I'm working out less and moving less in a way. But because my environment is so healthy, we just feel healthier. So that's just a little update that no one asked for, but it's something that's very front of mind for me. I've been losing weight. I've been feeling clearer. I haven't had an ounce of anxiety or stress whatsoever. And everyone that speaks to me, my friends and others, say, wow, you just seem so much calmer. And yeah, it's just amazing how just shifting your environment alone can cause such a ripple effect. So we're all settled in. We've upgraded a lot of our belongings in our place. I found a new Pilates gym and I'm really, really happy, guys. So it feels so good to be back and be able to share that with you. In that time, we've also had a huge milestone in the business, and that's exactly what this episode is actually about. And that is we hit a $100,000 cash month for the very first time ever in the month of July 2025. So I'm going to break down the story of how this went about so that you can take in the lessons, the learnings, the approach, and everything in between. I have so much to share on this. I'm going to try and keep it to the point. I ran a whole workshop for my clients breaking this down at, of course, an even deeper level. And it went for 2 hours and they were freaking obsessed. And it woke them all up at such a deep level to what is truly possible for them. Like it ignited so much belief and all of the things. So I'm super, super excited about this. So let me take you back to July 2025. So basically, the month was going as per usual. We had run a really, really amazing launch, which is so cool because funnily enough, in June, I ran a weekend retreat for my clients, breaking down my process called the monthly event engine. It's like how I bring in most of my clients is like through running a monthly event. And in that workshop, I walk through them step by step with me, how to create a launch using my monthly event engine process. And I just showed them, look, it doesn't have to take forever. And within 3 hours, the whole thing was set up. Little did I know that very launch that I created right there with them would go on to create such an incredible result, which then led me to running a workshop for my clients, breaking down that launch, and then shortly after another workshop celebrating up 100K month. So there's like so many pieces to that, but I actually sold tickets to the monthly event engine workshop. So if you want the replay of that, you can purchase that. Just message me the word monthly event engine and I'll send you the link to it because it ended up being such a massive role in this 100K month. But anyways, I digress. I ran this event, that a free workshop that I had planned right there with my clients, and it did so well in July. We had a whole bunch of people like sign up right off the back of that, paid in full, all these things. And so our revenue really had like taken a bit of a jump, mostly because we just had a fair few people decide to pay in full, which was absolutely amazing. I'm so here for that. And there was a few strategies that went into making that happen, of course. So I spent the month like being, busy, like onboarding all of these new people. I also traveled to Adelaide in July. We moved house in July. Like there were a lot of moving parts, all positive things, but it was a lot like traveling, moving, events I was going to, running my own launch, all of these things at once. And I was so here for it. I was feeling really good. I wasn't thinking about any goal I wanted to reach for the month. I was just doing what I usually do. But because of a few little tweaks, both energetically from like moving and just a lot of the inner work I've been doing, and just that compound effect of business that happens, we started to like, hit that 70K mark, 80K mark, which was really, really cool. And I started to think, wow, like, we could have a 100K month here. I sort of like detached from it and forgot about it again because I was just so full in my own life. Fast forward to the 31st of July, so the last day of the month, I woke up and I checked Stripe. And it was like 6 in the morning. And I don't usually ever do that, but I did because I knew that we were somewhat close. And we were at $85,000 cash for the month on the last day of the month. So we had, to bring in $15,000 cash on that day in order to reach it. And I woke up that morning, first thing, 6 a.m. and I said to Geordie, I looked at him and I said, I'm going to reach a 100K month this month and I'm not going to sleep until I've done it. And I just left. And then I went and I was like, right, I've got no more recurring revenue left to come in for the month. It's already all come through. So I need to essentially bring in $15,000 of new cash. I could do that through a variety of different ways, but the easiest way would be to get one person to pay me in full for Scale School Tier 2, which is roughly $15,000. And so I got creative. I'm like, right, I never sell publicly. I pretty much just add value, and I sell behind the scenes, like on a sales call, in the DMs, or, off the back of my events. And so I was like, because I never sell publicly, I could get away with doing that and it be received well because it's so rare. So I just trusted my intuition, put together this random post using one of the strategies I teach my clients. It's called a direct offer post, and it's just super rare that I do it. I put that together using the ChatGPT bot they've got, and then I posted it, and I didn't just post it one place. I posted it everywhere. I posted it, my Instagram stories, my Instagram feed, my Facebook personal profile feed, my Facebook group feed, my LinkedIn feed, my Instagram channel. I posted it via email. I posted it everywhere I could freaking post it, guys. The same post though, didn't change anything. And I got some interest quite quickly, actually. I got some people interested and inquiring about this offer, which was really awesome. But as I had some conversations with them, in the DMs, no one was actually in a position to join right there today and pay in full. And that was, the requirement. And I actually had to learn a lot about turning down people. Some people said, can I just pay on a payment plan? And I had to be really in integrity. In the post, it was like a special offer. I had made it a bit above average. I added some extra things from the usual tier 2 offer and to make it a total no-brainer. And I had said in the post, it's for one person only and they have to pay in full. And so to turn down people that said, can I have the day to think about it? Can I pay on a payment plan? Was really uncomfortable for me, because I was essentially saying no to people who, by the way, just so you know, they've all ended up joining now because they could just join normal Scale School tier 2 the day after, on a payment plan. So it was all fine. And so this post actually went on to making me a lot of money, but still I was manifesting this one specific type of person that was right for this offer, ready to start that day. As the day went on, I got a little bit frustrated because I'm nothing's happening, no one's actually ready. And I would find myself dipping between being attached, unattached, being unattached, being attached. And I kept having to ground myself and regulate. Every time I felt myself get attached, I'm like, Sophia, that is not the energy you've operated at all this month, let alone any other month. Don't start now. And anytime I felt that, I just went and grounded outside. I went live a couple of times. I was talking in my stories. I was doing everything I can because I realized it's an above average result for me anyways. And so I had to act accordingly, right? It wasn't just going to come from me sitting there and thinking about it, right? It comes from doing. And so, I was my emotions were all over the place. And it got to about 4:00 or something like that, and still no one had signed up. And so I asked myself, right, I've done all the things I can possibly do. What's left that I could do? And I said to myself, well, the one thing I haven't done is actually just directly invited someone to work with me. I've put it out there waiting for someone to come to me. But what if I invited someone that I actually just wanted to work with? So I thought of who do I actually want to work with? And there was one person in particular that came to mind. So I reached out to her. I was really nervous to do so. But to be fair, she had come to one of my paid workshops, that I was just telling you about, one of my 3-hour workshops. Not the most recent one, not the monthly event engine one, but the one before that. And she went on to have a 60K sales week after consuming that. So she had consumed something of mine and gotten a fucking amazing result, if I do say so myself, from one workshop of mine. And so I figured, well, if she got that kind of a result from one workshop of mine, imagine what it would look like to have a whole year with me diving deep. So I thought, I'm just going to be courageous. She's not in a whole heap of pain. She's probably, I knew she was already in a program, but I know I can help her. And if she got that much value from one 3-hour workshop, imagine, so much more. So I reached out to her and I was just fully honest with her. I sent her a voice message and I said, look, I've got this offer and I actually want it to be you. I want to work with you. She responded. She's like, I just saw that offer. It looks so good. It's amazing. We went back and forth in voice messages. She had a few questions it's 10 o'clock where I am here. Is there any way I could, sleep on it again? I had to keep coming back to that boundary of that standardized set of I'm so sorry, but it's an offer that's only valid for today and I need to stand true in that. And she was like, wow, I respect that so much. She's like, let me go think about it. She went and meditated for 20 minutes. She came back and she's like, girl, send me the link. I sent her the link. She paid in full and we hit $102,000 cash for the month of July. At the moment she said, sent me the link, I literally paused. I slowed right down. I sent her the link and I just threw my phone away and I really just took a moment. And I looked at Geordie and I said, we did it. And as soon as I heard that email notification come through, I knew that it was like a payment notification. I looked at it and I saw the investment there in full and I was like, holy fucking shit. I refreshed Stripe and it said $102,000. And I have no words. I don't even have words now. I felt so good, so happy, so grateful. Geordie gave me the biggest hug ever. And if I'm honest, like obviously I celebrated with that client and, you know, I just really wanted to work with her. Like her energy is literally everything to me. We vibe so much and I'm just so excited to be working with her. And again, so now we've been working together for like a little bit over a week, 2 weeks now, but at the time, like a week later, she had already like made $30,000 in sales from 1 week again. So like she's already made the entire investment back for the whole year and everything from here on out is a full bonus. And yeah, she's just amazing to work with because she takes action on what I teach and it's as simple as that. So yeah, gave Geordie a big hug. And then to be honest, after celebrating with my new client, I just went live on Facebook to my clients and I shared with them the story and the moment. And they were so happy for me. And it was in this moment that I was like, fuck, I have the best clients ever. Like they are just on the journey with me and they're so happy for me. And it was just beautiful. I obviously shared the news with my team. They were so happy as well, like through the roof happy. And, you know, I called my ads manager and we just had a moment. We couldn't believe it. And at the same time we could because, you know, that we had everything in place to make it happen. And I was so ready for it energetically. I was like, I can hold 100K months. Like I'm so ready for this, which is why the first thing that morning I said, I'm not going to sleep until I've done it. And anyway, so we hit it about 4 p.m. and then Geordie's like, clear your calendar, I'm taking you out for dinner. I had nothing on my calendar anyway, lol. Like I have a spacious business model, but he took me out for dinner in Noosa, which is near where we live now, because we live in the most dream location on planet Earth. And he took me out for dinner to this beautiful restaurant. We had oysters. I got a marble score 12 steak. For any of you meat lovers like me, like that's the best steak ever. And just the most beautiful potatoes. It was so nice. And we just were holding hands, celebrating love, celebrating life, celebrating business, looking back at the last 5 years, because this is not just a 1 month journey. This is a 5-year journey to get here. And I was just so happy. And it's really rare that I celebrate like milestones and wins because I'm just like, I've normalized it all. I don't need like these external things to feel good, but this just felt so special, not because I had $100,000 cash for the month, but because of what that symbolized. That symbolized effort, persistence, investing in myself, risk-taking, being rejected 5 million times, holding space for hundreds of people, you know, having to deal with some really shitty situations sometimes in business with shitty fucking people. And like, it just symbolized all of it, that I can hold big things. I can hold hard things. I can move through things. And oh my God, it felt so fucking good, guys. Like it makes me emotional because it's not about the end result. It's not about that number and it's not about the money. It's literally every fucking thing else. Like it's that I've posted every single day for 5 years. It's that I've, you know, helped people to transform their lives. It's that I've gone through failure and flop to flop and invested money in, you know, shitty coaches sometimes. It's all of it. And to keep going despite all of the hard things, COVID, deaths in the family, loss, heartache, all these things, it says a lot about someone. And not many people keep going despite all the pushback and all the challenges and the hard things, but I did, and that's what that fucking means. And I just feel so good about it. So had the best night of my life, went home with Geordie, rest is history, and woke up the next day, 1st of August, and started again. And here we are again. And that's just business, and it was just a normal day after that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for my team. Like I really couldn't have done it without them. I've got a virtual assistant that does freaking everything for me, and I just couldn't show up the way that I do if she wasn't doing what she does. My ads manager, I wouldn't have the clients that I have if I didn't have someone bringing in a lot of the leads that bring these clients to life. And I've got someone helping me with the messages to confirm calls, remind people about things and follow up and whatever. And I couldn't do it without her either. And the four of us together is like this little small dream team powerhouse. You don't need a large team. You don't need a complex business. You don't need 5,000 funnels, 5,000 offers or to, use all your profits. Like, literally, you can have high profits, small team, and create big impact in a really spacious way. And that's what I've done. And honestly, that's what I care about more than anything. It's not what I've done, it's how I've done it. You can create 100K month by spending 100K or doing all these crazy things, but I didn't have to do that. And just for transparency, like out of the $102,000 we made, it probably cost me like almost $20,000 to do that. I'm sorry, but that's a freaking brilliant profit margin, if I do say so myself, for what we brought in. And that's expenses like team and what's related to making this result happen. The ad spend, subscriptions, what else? That sort of stuff. And my wage, all of it, you know what I mean? And I think that that's pretty bloody good. I'm really happy about that. That's like over an 80% profit margin for that month specifically for the things that went into making it happen. Now, if you're at a way lower stage in business, I'm not saying you need to spend $20,000 to make money. No, you don't. Like, obviously there were times in my business where I spent, just the investment with my coach and a couple of subscriptions. Let's just say $5,000 and I was making $30,000 a month. Like, it's always looked a little bit different, but this month in particular, that's what it cost. And I would be happy to spend $20,000 if it means I make $102,000. Do you know what I mean? And have a freaking amazing team and a small to-do list. I'm happy to do that. And not to mention the most incredible clients on planet Earth. I couldn't be luckier. They're so amazing. They're so amazing. I didn't just sign average clients that month or any month for that matter. They're freaking dream clients. And I know what it feels like to sometimes work with some people that, aren't the greatest for lack of better word. And that is not what this is. And I'm freaking proud of that. So that's the story of our 100K month. To be honest, the strategy was no different to any other month. The mindset was pretty much no different to any other month. The difference is just it's a compound effect, right? It's a compound effect of the inner work, the strategy, the effort, and it compounds over time. The other difference is we were incentivizing pay in fulls. For a long time, I've incentivized people paying on payment plans, and that's what I've gotten. Whereas a change I've made is, it's a little bit cheaper if you pay in full. Naturally, more people did that. I made a couple of different tweaks to my workshop, takes too long to explain all of that here, but made a few tweaks to that, and that had a ripple effect as well. I was also just fully in alignment. I've been taking some risk, paying double the amount for this new house. That was an up level, but my reality caught up to it, By the way, I bought a car too, after not having a car for over 2 years. That was exciting. And a whole bunch of other things. But it's the little tweaks. There was no big things. I didn't show up double the amount. I didn't do double the amount of calls. I didn't work double the amount of time. In fact, I worked the least amount because I traveled interstate twice. Once to Byron Bay, once to Adelaide, and moved house. And if anyone's moved house, which I'm sure many of you have, you'll know that it's a lot of fucking work, right? It's a lot of work. And so all of that was literally happening. I was working the least, but still going all in on my client results. And I did run a workshop. I still posted every day, still ran ads. All those things were happening, but it's not that different from any other month. It's just a few little tweaks. And I think that's a really big takeaway. It's your energy matters, your strategy matters, but then it's about making tweaks and being in business for the long run with the right intentions and energy. Literally, don't be an arsehole, give your heart out, help people make a difference, and go above and beyond. And that's really what I did. And I've been doing that for years. And that's why we're here now and on track to make this a repeated, regular, new bare minimum in our business. So 22-year-old Sofia, who started her coaching business with no freaking clue what she was doing whilst working 5 casual jobs, would have no idea that this was even possible. And today it's the new standard. And I'm a really big believer that what you celebrate expands. So that is why I celebrated it like 2 weeks later on social media publicly after I'd really integrated it for 2 weeks and celebrated with my loved ones and with my clients. So I just only shared it the other day, really. And I bought a cake that said we hit 100K, and I made a post to celebrate it, because I'm a big fan on like going above and beyond for these things and celebrating it. If you can't celebrate it and own it, then you can't hold more. Like this is like when people say, I don't care about the money. It's like, well, then money won't care about you. You've got to care about money, because money is what makes a business a business. Without it, you've got an expensive hobby, my friend. So it's important to like look at how you treat yourself and how you treat your business and how you treat others. And I treated this milestone as a big deal, because to me it is a big deal. So I got a cake, I went out for dinner, I celebrated, I told everyone, and I'm sitting here now sharing it with you, and I'm still on a high all of these weeks later, because I really think that that's the energy you want to operate from. So that is my life update. That is the story of our 100K cash month, our first of many to come. Thank you so much for listening, being a part of the journey, celebrating me, acknowledging me. It means so much to me. And I'm excited to continue to share with you the strategies, the tools, the resources, the mindset, and the energetics that goes into making these things happen. Because if I can do it, trust me, you can too. There's nothing special about me other than the things that I just laid out for you. And my clients are so capable of creating this same result. If you put in the time, you put in the effort, you go above and beyond, and you do the right things at the right time in the right order, it will happen. So yeah, I love you all. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you in next week's episode.